There's currently panic stations and alarm bells going off among FC Barcelona fans, and I'm here to tell you guys that please, it's not that deep. It's not such a big deal. There's some minor issues that Barcelona, of course, have to sort out, and maybe, just maybe, if we do these two things right, we're gonna start firing again. As always, guys, please do subscribe to the channel. It's going to help us a lot to get this family to grow. We upload weekly Barcelona content, and today we're going to look at why Barcelona might be struggling a little bit and why it's not that deep and it's easy to fix. Let's start. I think the first issue here for Barcelona is actually picking a midfielder at left wing. I don't know why Hansi Flick is not going with Ferran Torres or Pau Victor, but Pablo Torre playing here or even Dani Olmo, this gives them the natural need and want to be able to invert into the midfield, right? Now, this is really great for Barcelona due to the fact that we would have so many players centrally, right? And your position defense quite narrow in this instance in order to block everything off. And we saw that Las Palmas was actually defending in a 4-4-2 situation going on, right? And this actually hinders the left wing for Barcelona because there's nobody going consistently forward, in the fact that Balde had to pick and choose his moments, because we know these smaller teams are playing on the transition. So that means that Balde couldn't stay here constantly. He had to pick his moments, and we've seen this quite common from Barcelona under Xavi and also Hansi Flick, that the fullbacks, they actually choose their moments to when they go forward. So now, why is that not a problem with Rafinha playing here? Because Rafinha also is good at picking his moments to be able to be on the wide side and actually make these runs in behind that we see. But Torre is not your typical guy who's going to run in behind, which is also a problem we're going to get to. He's normally going to stay more centrally. So this was a huge problem for Barcelona. And when we look at the positioning of Pablo Torre, you will see he was playing like a second striker. And Balde was actually more back than we saw Jules Koundé. And that is a problem, guys, because there's no link up on Barcelona's left wing. And I think we've had this problem since Neymar. And Rafinha has really been revamping that left wing. And that was a real problem. If you pay close attention towards that player positions, you would also see that Rafinha was also inverting and playing much closer towards Robert Lewandowski, which ultimately meant that Koundé had to also pick his moments, just like Balde when they were going forward. Now, you would think that this would be an ideal situation for Barcelona, right? Because especially with Rafinha, he's also a type of guy that would like to get on the ball and do the orchestrating, right? But the problem here for Barcelona that the movement was all towards the ball rather than in behind. And I think this is becoming a severe problem for Fermin. This guy is making countless runs in behind and he never gets picked up. Most of the times they do not pass the ball to him, and I don't know why. Now, when Rafinha and Pablo Torre also drops towards the ball, who's operating in these areas right here for Barcelona? Who's running in behind here from the left-hand side? If you have Pablo Torre, somebody likes to drop and get on towards the ball, right? And this is a decision from Hansi Flick to play him there. So he must take responsibility, right? At times there was nobody in this backline except Robert Lewandowski, right? Because Koundé also had to pick his moments, like I said, to go forward, meaning he had to be an outlet as well. The same for Rafinha. If Koundé was forward, he also had to come up forward. So this is a real problem for Barcelona, and we have no runners in behind. Most of our guys are running towards the ball, and that's a huge problem that we're struggling with. Of course, I'm not saying that we didn't have runs in behind all game. I mean, like, it doesn't happen like we used to, because look at Pablito and Rafinha. Both of them are deep. Where's the guy that's supposed to be in this space making the run in behind? There's no need for Pablito to be able to run towards the ball. We need a run in behind. That is what I mean when I say we don't have runs in behind. The guys are rather dropping towards the ball. And the times that we did see them making runs, everybody was making that same run, or everybody is coming towards the ball. And this is the problem we kind of have now at Barcelona. And that is something we need to sort out. The movement is not correlated. We are not working as a team when we are doing all of the movement. The question now becomes, how do you fix this in a situation where Lamine Yamal is not present, right? Because I think now that he's going to be good, he's going to come back. I would rather pick Ferran or Pau Victor on the right-hand side and therefore have Rafinha move over to the left-hand side, right? Because these two guys can really be an outlet for Barcelona, because that is what Lamine Yamal pretty much is, towards the right-hand side for an outlet if we want to stretch the opposition. Now, of course, they don't have the prowess of Lamine Yamal. But the main thing here is we want Rafinha to operate in this half space and do what he's been doing all this time in this left wing half space, left wing position. So that is the main thing here. And also to cover the creativity that Lamine Yamal provides on that right hand side, you can just have the likes of Gavi, Casado, Pedri, whoever plays, let them drop there. I genuinely believe that Hansi Flick should have picked either Ferran Torres or Pau Victor in the absence of Lamine Yamal, just based on the fact that they are forwards, meaning they are more likely to make runs in behind rather than dropping towards the ball, so that we can at least have the movement in behind. And also just to have Rafinha coming over to the left hand side, because we know bro has been cooking. But that is just my opinion. Let me know what do you guys think. And also, guys, I want to point on something else here, and I think it's the backline that's the problem for Barcelona, and also a lot of complacency. Now, when you talk about complacency, I understand that we're going to have situations where our center backs are going to be outnumbered. Look at this 3-on-2 situation right here, right? But I want to speak about how it's so easy to beat Barcelona's goalkeeper. And we have the same problem with Ter Stegen, to be honest, guys. How do they beat you? This is where your keeper's supposed to bail you out. And if that's not all, look at the right back arriving late towards the jump out. Everybody's jumping out. And don't tell me that he's young. They actually practice this. They play football every day of their lives. They always practice, guys. And yet again, Iñaki Peña is not even diving. Ter Stegen is doing the same thing. And why is it so easy for them to beat our goalkeeper? Complacency, and I don't even want to talk about Jules Koundé. I mean, is it the loss of focus? Is it complacency? What is it? What is it with our players? And it's a lack of focus. These tactics is high-risk tactics. And you need to be on your mind constantly, 24/7, if you want to play in this Flick system. And I blame it all on consistency and movement. In conclusion, I just want to reiterate what I said throughout the video, which is the main two problems we're facing at the moment, which of course is the movement. You know, we have a huge problem with that at the moment, and also the complacency, which is a huge thing for me. And especially, like I said, with the high risk tactics that we're playing on the Flick, you need to be on your mind constantly 24/7. But as always, guys, let me know what do you think down below. What is Barcelona's main problems and what are we struggling with? I would love to know what you guys think. As always, guys, please do subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one.